And we are live. It's on you, DJ. You're still muted.
Okay, we'll try this again. Good evening, everybody. So we'll call the meeting to order, the BALF Town Committee meeting. Monday, October 18th, 2021. Time is 6:08. And James will do the roll call, please.
Teresa Avey, absent. Michael Camillo, absent. Bernadette Conway, absent. Chris Minor, absent. Jim Colby.
He's here. I'm not sure. He's having trouble with
Yeah,
internet.
Jim, you're muted.
Yeah,
It's muted.
I'm having trouble with my connection.
okay. DJ Zordon,
Here.
Keith Chapman. Here. Megan Mankey, absent. Joyce Bonkel.
Here.
Barbara Galati. I can see her, but she's
Yep.
muted.
I'm here.
Perfect. Thank you, Barbara. Charles Brown is absent. And Chris Costello,
Here.
you have a quorum, Mr. Gordon.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to approval of minutes from the meeting of October 21st, 2019. So I'll just say a quick introduction because I don't think everybody I've had the chance to meet yet. So my name's DJ Zordon. I've taken over this I guess committee because of my position as fire marshal. The minutes were transcribed from the recording. They weren't either taken or there was no record of them in our office. So these were turned in the beginning of the month. They were transcribed from the recording based off of the previous meeting. So I don't know if there's a motion. And James, I'm not sure how these get sent out or if they're just posted on the website.
They're just posted to the website. This may be the first time some are seeing them.
Okay.
They used to get distributed with the invite. Usually.
So in the future, I can definitely make sure everybody gets this, and for tonight's meeting, I will make sure that everybody gets the meetings within a day, the minutes within a day or so. I'll get them typed up and sent out.
Thank you.
Would anyone like to make a motion to approve those minutes as presented?
I haven't had a chance to read these minutes at all. This is the first time I'm seeing them. So I will probably be voting not to accept them.
They are published, so we can hold off on them.
Okay, you want me to just move on?
Yeah, we'll just move on. We'll table the minutes for this time being.
Okay, and so I'll attach those with tonight's minutes, so everybody can have a chance to read them. So moving on to correspondence, the fire marshal's office has no correspondence regarding blasting, other than a few complaints, which will be brought up under new business. Is there any other correspondence? Okay, seeing none. James, do we need a vote on that or?
No vote on that.
Okay. So moving on, agenda item number 5 is public participation. Is there any public participation?
At this point, we have nobody in the meeting with us.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it publicly announced or was it put in the paper or what's the normal procedure and was it followed? Because last year there were several people from the public at this meeting.
We followed our standard practice, which is the fire marshal's office supplied an agenda to the town clerk's office that was posted on our website. Anybody who is a subscriber would have received notification. We also posted the webinar meeting information on our virtual meetings page as well.
It's not put in the newspaper?
No, agenda items or agendas in general are not unless it is a public hearing.
Okay.
All right. So seeing no public participation, we'll move on. Unfinished business. I have anything. I don't have anything. I don't know if there's anything any of the other committee members want to bring up.
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm from the town's Environmental Quality Commission. And I'd like to ask either of the representatives from Tilcon, do they have or does OSHA have any data showing the contents of the dust inside the quarry that's emitted into the air?
Jim, if you're trying to answer, I think you're muted.
Yeah, Chris, I'll let you handle that one.
I don't know if OSHA does. We do testing on our employees every year for Liberty Mutual Insurance and every 5 years for MSHA for silica and any dangerous things in it. And they always come back well under the limit. Other than that, I don't know of any other testing.
No, my question is not the testing of the employees, testing of the particulates, the air quality in the quarry, the dust that's in the quarry. What's the composition of that dust?
Well, it's not testing employee. They have pumps on their bodies that measure different aspects of the dust, the stone dust. Other than that, we don't have any data, but I think there's a lot of published data on basalt that's in the literature. I know there's UConn, Yale geologists who've studied this rock for years.
So you don't know the composition. You don't know the composition of the dust.
Not exactly.
Is there some way of getting it?
Well,
Is there some way of testing for it? Because my point is, OSHA or you or whoever tests the employees, that's fine, and you know what's going in their lungs. What about that in the ambient air that's going to the neighborhoods? What is in that air dust? That should be tested.
I don't know if there's any requirements other than for health and safety purposes.
Well,
And
the
essentially
state has
it's-
air, The state
It is-
has an air monitoring unit. They've never tested.
I don't know.
Is that, Joyce, and I'm just asking to clarify, is that specific to blasting or is that specific to just the quarry operations in general?
Well, the blasting obviously emits dust into the air, and the employees are tested apparently by the quarry or OSHA, but the neighborhood people aren't. So what are they breathing in? What is the composition of that air dust emitted from the quarry around the neighborhood?
Is that something that the Environmental Quality Commission would want to study? I mean, I'm willing to look into it.
We
but-
don't have, this is air monitoring. Air monitoring is done by the state. So whether OSHA does it or the state does it, you know, it's probably, it might be, I would think, a state issue, because inside of the quarry, I would think would be an OSHA issue, but outside in the neighborhood area, I'm thinking the state would do it. But somebody should be interested in that air and what the people in those neighborhoods are breathing. I mean, if OSHA, I doubt OSHA could get involved because it's outside the boundaries of the quarry. Nonetheless, it's not outside of the boundaries of Newington or the state of Connecticut. I mean, I don't live across the street or a mile away, but if I did, I sure would want to know what is in that air I'm breathing that's coming from that dust in the quarry. Somebody should have that data.
If I may just interrupt for a second, as the town manager, we have a health district. What I could do for you is contact the director at the health district to find out if they have any protocol established, or if it's required. And, you know, I can find that out for you and have that information sent out to you once we receive it.
And what if they say, no, there's no data?
Well, I don't know. I will ask them if it's something that they would follow up on and see if they want to do some testing. There may be already testing being done by the state that we don't even know about. I know that they're at the quarry periodically. So I think the best way to approach it would be for me to talk to the health district manager, and then I will get back to you with his comments and response.
Sounds good.
Hi, this is Barbara from the Health District. So I can tell you the state has not done any sampling. They don't do air sampling. And the Health District has also not done any sampling. So we do not have any data on it.
So Barbara, if I may ask, is this something that, from your perspective as a health department, would be something that should be done, or it's not necessary because the employees are already tested, and if there was any problem with the employees, then that certainly would raise some eyebrows. But since they're not apparently having any problems, would that indicate that the dust and so forth are not that harmful, that any testing on the outside has to be done?
I would say no. I think it would be worth testing. We're looking at fugitive dust that comes from higher up that's leaving the site. So it's not dust that the employees are necessarily exposed to. So I do think it is worth testing off-site.
Is that something that the health district could take on?
Possibly.
Okay. Can you get back to us after you talk with Mr. Brown?
Yes, I will talk to him.
Okay, thank you.
DJ, for your record, Teresa Avey joined the meeting at 6:20 and Bernadette Conway joined the meeting at 6:19.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I'm late. I thought the meeting was at 7.
No worries. Is there any other unfinished business? Okay. Moving on to new business. There's a report of the 2021 blasting activity. So my office has a record of seven dates that the quarry has blasted. May 11th, they did 1 blast. June 23rd, there were 2. July 8th, there were 2. August 2nd, there were 2. August 20th, there was 1. August 26th, there were 2. And 9/21, September 21st, there was 1. So again, just because I'm new here, I started in July, so I wasn't around for the first 2 blasts. So I don't have any information regarding those other than the dates that they were. But like I said, 7 total blasts. I should say 7 dates. 1, 2, 3, 4, with 11 total blasts up until now. There haven't been any since September 21st. If there's any questions on those, I can certainly answer from my office, or you could direct questions to the Tilcon representatives before we get into the complaints. Okay. And just generally, I will include this with the minutes. I will include a summary of each complaint that we've received from my office. August 2nd, we did receive 2 complaints. The first was from Frank Capalbo, 416 Hartford Avenue. He said the blasts were strong. And I apologize, I don't have Alex's last name, but he is the owner of Lotta Motors at 426 Hartford Avenue. Again, the information that we get over the phone is very minimal. So it was a really bad blast. August 20th, we got a complaint from Frank Capalbo at 416 Hartford Avenue, said the blast was very strong. August 26th, Alex from Lotta Motors, 426 Hartford Avenue, said the blasting shook the building. And the second complaint that day, Frank Capalbo, 416 Hartford Avenue, said the blast at 12:10 was strong and the blast at 12:20 was mild. So those are the only complaints that I have on record in my office. Again, I'll be happy to answer any questions. And then, all right, so moving forward, item C, again, coming into taking over for the previous fire marshal, my office has implemented a new policy specific to blasting. I will attach a copy.
I think we might have lost DJ.
That.
There you are.
Oh, did I cut out?
A little bit.
Okay, I apologize. So this policy will handle everything from the permits required, the information required from the blasters, all the way through if we receive complaints, what we're going to do and how we handle that. Mainly, there's 2 big additions to what the town is doing. The first is each blaster, and this policy is for the town, not just for the quarry, but each blaster has to call on the day of the blast and let dispatch know, let the PD dispatch know. PD will then send out an Everbridge to, select town officials. It'll be, representatives from my office, the fire department. I don't know if the police department wanted anybody, the town manager. So we will know 4 hours prior at a minimum when a blast will be. And everybody is on the same page, basically. And then complaints will be handled electronically. So a form, it's a fillable form online, is located on the fire marshal's webpage. So anybody that wants to file a complaint can go to our website, and that's how we will be taking complaints. It's very ineffective to get a complaint over the phone. We will certainly answer the phone, but we will direct anybody that wants to file a complaint to our webpage. That way we can print off the actual complaint and have it as an official record, and we can do the follow-up required. So that's all been instituted, and thanks, James. So that everything is right online. So as soon as you click submit, it will send it basically to me, and we'll follow up on it, or somebody from my office will. So again, I'll attach a copy of this policy for everybody to review.
And DJ, has that been implemented or is it going to be implemented? I just want to make sure.
It is, this policy is implemented, and Andre is well aware of it.
Okay.
The last, I think, at least the last blast you guys did, this policy was in effect, and you followed it perfectly.
Excellent. Thanks.
Any questions on that? Okay. Does anybody on the committee have anything else for new business?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
In regard to the rinsing of the streets and I guess inside the quarry as well, they spray water to keep down the dust, etc. So my question is, where does that runoff go? I guess on the street, it would go into the sewer, the city sewer, but where does it go inside the quarry? Where does that water runoff go?
We have 2 inside stormwater basins, and they go into storm drains, just similar to ones that would be out in the street, and are directed into on-site basins. We reuse it for dust control. So we recycle the water.
So you collect the water from the inside the quarry?
Yes,
So you're recycling the water from inside the quarry and respraying using that water?
correct.
Okay. So, and then, but not anything that goes in the street?
No. I think it goes into regular storm drains.
Okay.
We try to eliminate as much water as possible from leaving the site.
Okay, I don't have any further questions.
Okay. Any of the other committee members have anything for new business?
Yeah, I just usually we just read into the minutes, just a quick overview of the activity there versus prior year. So I just want to read into it. Our production in 2021 has been trending about 50% of prior. So it's quite a slow year on the production side. On the sales side, it's a little higher. So we're basically selling down some of our inventory. So that, the truck activity leaving the site isn't down as much as our production is down. And on the asphalt side of the business, we're about 80% of prior. So it's been a slower year on the activity side. On the dust control side, really there's 2 things. There's, sweeper and water, which we just talked about. The water truck activity has been very even with prior year, but sometimes that all depends on when it's raining. But on the sweeper side, we went from 300, almost 400 hours to 600 hours of sweeping in 2021. So, and we purchased a new sweeper, which seems to be doing a really nice job on the road. It's a, a back sweeper. Right? We've talked about it for a few years on the, during these meetings. As far as other operational changes, I know last year there was some discussion on the tower and there was a plume of dust. That was the video that had been posted to the site. This year we figured out, I'm not sure if we can do it every year, but we figured out how not to even run that tower. So without running that tower, that means we're not emptying bins into trucks, which helps on the dust side. We did do some paving in front of the scale, and anyone who's driven by our location, they'll see that we've replaced between our employee parking lot and the scale house. We used to have barriers there. We're always talking about ways that we can cut down on, any wind that's blowing through the yard. So we've planted a lot. I want to say it's got to be close to 100 arborvitaes in place of that. Those arborvitaes are going to grow to be 20 to 25 feet tall and basically should grow into each other, which should cut back on a lot of the dust, on a lot of the wind blowing through that area. All these little things, none of them's a silver bullet, but they will all help. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we're not just sitting around doing nothing, and we're open to any other suggestions. So that's all I have, unless someone has any questions.
Any questions for the Tilcon reps? Okay, seeing none. Public participation. James, I don't know if anybody from the public is here.
Nobody has come in as of yet, which is a surprise. Usually he would have called by now.
Okay. Seeing none. Motion for adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right, thank you very much. And with that, again, I'll offer my, my information when I send out the minutes. If there's anything that me or my office can do, let me know. And we'll be working together in the future. So thank you all for attending tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you. And I want to apologize. This is Bernadette Conway for joining the meeting late as well.
Thank you.